Okay. You know, do you remember all those rant videos I made for the Xbox One? I remember how I was saying Microsoft is way too fucking stupid to ever think that they could ever get away with all this bullshit DRM and just restricting used games, all these other restrictions, and you know, we were all thinking Microsoft is dead in the water. They are completely done for. They are completely gone. So screw them. And you know, all my anger that I've had towards them and that I've had, most of you guys that watch my videos have known this for a while. But today, just not even fucking 30 minutes ago, Microsoft and Don Matrick, yes, the same Don Matrick, president of the Xbox, the same guy that I completely hammered on, telling people, if you don't have an internet connection, just get an Xbox 360. Well, look what happened. He finally got his shit together. He turned around, and now they are removing all of it. They're getting rid of all the bullshit that we've been complaining about. I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, I just went on Twitter, and then there was a thing that says here, Xbox One DRM. It's like, oh boy, what the fuck is Microsoft up to again? I click on that, and then it says they're removing the DRM and they're now allowing used games. Do you have any goddamn idea how excited I am about this? This finally means that consoles are still gaming consoles. That doesn't mean they're moving closer to PCs. The reason why I'm so excited about this is that the consoles, the reason why they are called consoles, the things that differentiates them from gaming PCs, all that stuff is here to stay. And I, for one, just, I'm still holding the camera with one hand. I just have to do something. Just bravo, Microsoft. So you finally figured out that you finally figured out your own arrogance. You finally figured out we are Microsoft. They're going to do anything we tell us to do because our 360 was so popular. We could do anything and get away with it. No, you can't do that shit. You finally figured out, man. People are so pissed off. No, we're going to keep pressing on this. No, he said, you know what? Let's just. So many of our fans are now moving on to the PlayStation, but now we are getting some of our fans back. But now, how should we get them back? He said, you know what, guys, we tried to implement all this stuff, but it just wasn't going to work. So you know what? What should we do, guys? What should we do? This is Microsoft. They're saying, what should we do? You know what? Let's make gamers happy again. Let's remove all of the bullshit we were planning, and hopefully not start a trend in gaming that's going to lead to the downfall. Now, even though I say all of this, even though I'm happy, don't think for a second that gamers are going to just forget all of this, Microsoft. We know now what you did. And we made sure that you were not going to get away with this. But I guess in some ways, I think we should thank Sony. Because they are the ones that said everything's going to stay the same. Used games are going to be exactly how they are. There's not going to be a constant internet connection. No DRM. None of that bullshit. And then they saw the positive reaction. And then Microsoft said, "Shit, guys, we're the only ones doing this. Well, I guess we're just going to have to keep it all the same." And so, in some ways, I think Sony, with their policies for the PS4, made Microsoft listen to them. So, I'm very happy that Microsoft is doing that. And just to tell you guys that I'm not spewing bullshit, I'm going to read the official press release that Don Matrick said. So, let's get my box of tissues here. Let's see if this... Can you see me? Okay. I'm just going to read off. I guess I have to just lean back in my chair so you guys can see me. So, they said... from Don Matrick, and I quote, "Since unveiling our plans for Xbox One, my team and I have heard directly from many of you, read your comments, and listened to your feedback. I would like to take the opportunity today to thank you for your assistance in helping us to reshape the future of Xbox One. You told us how much you loved the flexibility you have today with games delivered on disc. The ability to lend, share, and resell these games at your discretion is of incredible importance to you. Also important to you is the freedom to play offline for any length of time, anywhere in the world. So today I am announcing the following changes to Xbox One and how you can play, share, lend, and resell your games exactly as you do today on Xbox 360. Here's what that means. An internet connection will not be required to play offline Xbox One games. After a one-time system setup with a new Xbox One, you can play any disc-based game without ever connecting online again. There is no 24-hour connection requirement, and you can take your Xbox One anywhere you want and play your games just like on Xbox 360. Trade in, lend, resell, gift, and rent disc-based games just like you do today. There will be no limitations to using and sharing games. It will work just as it does today on Xbox 360. In addition to buying a disc from a retailer, you can also download games from Xbox Live on day of release. If you choose to download your games, you'll be able to play them offline just like you do today. Xbox One games will be playable on any Xbox One console. There will be no regional restrictions! Yes, these changes will impact some of the scenarios we previously announced for Xbox One. The sharing of games will work as it does today. You will simply share the disc. Downloaded titles cannot be shared or resold. Also, similar today, playing disc-based games will require that the disc be in the tray. Well, no shit. We appreciate your support, passion, and willingness to challenge the assumptions of digital licensing and connectivity. While we believe that the majority of people play games online and access the cloud for both games and entertainment, we will give consumers the choice of both physical and digital content. We have listened and we have heard loud and clear from your feedback that you want the best of both worlds. Thank you again for your candid feedback. Our team remains committed to listening, taking feedback, and delivering a great product for you later this year." So, this means all the bitching and complaining, it finally paid off. That means gamers, our voice can be heard, and that means if we tell people how much, and if we all band together as gamers and consumers saying, and calling out companies on their bullshit saying, "You are fucking up, we don't want any of this, we are not buying your product," this will force them to turn around and look at what it's doing. This pretty much seems the gamers, yes, we do indeed have a voice, and we are going to use it whenever we see anything that just bullshits the customer. I am Mr. Gaming Guitarist, celebrating that this is a great day for gamers. Thank you, and have a good night.